What's up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of Fant4stically Geeky Cosplay. And today we have a very, very special guest joining me. She is not only just a cosplayer, she is a Twitch streamer and also a writer. So I would love to welcome in my very good friend and fellow cosplayer, MichelleNReed.
I was just, I'm like, that's so cute.
What's up, girl?
What is up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm chilling. It's hot in here. I don't know why it's so hot in here. I'm gonna blame that Florida heat.
Yeah. Nice. So we already got our good friend John in the chat.
What's up, John?
Always leave it to John to show up.
For real. He's always the first one.
Yeah.
Why he's the best.
All right. So just like last episode, I'm going to just go through just a bunch of questions about cosplay, and we're going to just talk about it. So
okay. Works for me.
So I guess first things first, what got you into cosplay?
From what I remember, it was like 6 or 7 years ago. A friend of mine wanted to go to a convention to meet an actor, I think it was. I don't remember who it was. It was someone I didn't know. I think it was someone from this like anime she watches or something. And she didn't want to go alone. And I was like, I'll go with you. You know, I don't know what this is, but I'll go with you. And I saw all these people in costume, and I'm like, is this what people do here? Like, what is this? I was like, and I felt so out of place because we were literally one of the only people there that were not dressed up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want to try this. This looks fun. Like, I want to do this. So my first technically cosplay was like Wednesday Addams, but it was like not like a full thing. Like I tried it out and I was like, it was cool, but I was like, I can do like better. And then my first, what I consider my legit first cosplay is my Claire Deering from Jurassic World. That was the one that I went like to this wig shop, and it was my first time looking at wigs. I didn't know what I was doing. The wig now that I look at it is not a good wig, but you know, that's how you learn. You know, you start and then you do more research, and it's like trial and error. So that was my first one, and then from then on, I've just not been able to stop doing cosplays. Like I went to Black Widow, and I did like 3 versions of Black Widow, and I just kept going. It was a lot.
Yeah. Hello, Ruben. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I think what happens with a lot of us is that we like for me, I went to a Comic-Con and like I saw all these cosplayers. I'm like, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I just felt out of place. I'm like, let me try this.
Yeah. It's like once you do one, you just want to keep making more.
Yeah. We got bit by the cosplay bug.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, like, do you want to walk us through your creative process when you're starting a cosplay?
I don't know if I really have a process, but it's more like it'll just hit me. Like I'll see a new, I don't know, concept art or a new trailer or something of whatever character, and I'll be like, okay, what's the first thing I can make for it? And then like start building off of that. You know, like what's the easiest part and then what's the hardest part? Like right now I'm working on a gender bend Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, and I was like, okay,
oh, nice.
How am I doing this? Because there's a lot going on. So like first I started off with the mask. I had the mask 3D printed. And then I started with like the middle piece. A friend and I worked together to make it. And then I was like, okay, once I have this, I can build off it. I can figure out what kind of accessories I want to add to it, what kind of detailing. Like once you have the base, then I just work off it. You know, like what can make it look more like expensive? What can make it look better? Because I try to make my cosplays as cheap as possible, but not look that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just start off with like a base and then just like build off from there pretty much. And then props are last. Props and shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think once you have like a base, like you said, it's a lot easier to just build off of that, and instead of just trying to put all these pieces together like at the same time.
That's what I did when I first started off cosplaying. I like had all these characters in mind that I wanted to do, so I kept just getting random pieces for each one, and then I found myself with like 4 or 5 incomplete cosplays, not knowing what to do now, you know. So it's better to like just start off easy and then just build it up.
Yep. Hello.
Hi.
That's actually my mom.
Hi, Mom.
All right.
Oh,
what would
John.
you say?
John gifted you a sub. Well, gifted me a sub to you.
Oh.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. So what would you say your favorite convention is?
Holiday Matsuri. And people are always like, but there's like bigger cons. Like, haven't you been to San Diego Comic-Con? I'm like, yes, I have been. And I love San Diego Comic-Con. Don't get me wrong. I've been, I think, 3 times now. And I love it, but it's a completely different experience. I feel like San Diego Comic-Con is more of like a just go to like see all the like new stuff for like movies and shows and comics that you're excited for. Whereas like Hall Mat is more of an experience with your friends. You're there to spend time with friends, do like team ups, just hang out and party, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really like about that con is that it's a con that takes place in a hotel that everyone who's pretty much going to that con is staying at that hotel, because it's a big hotel and there's all these different towers, so a lot of people can stay there. It's not like other cons where if it's in a convention center, usually by the time the con's over, everyone kind of splits. Like there's all these different plans going on, different parties or whatever, and not everyone's together. But at Hall Mat, we're all staying at the same hotel, so we don't leave each other. Like everyone's just running around the hotel, going to each other's rooms, going to the lobby, staying up to like 6 a.m. just to sleep for 2 hours and then get into a different cosplay and go do more shoots the next day. And it's like that from like Thursday to Sunday until Sunday. We're all just like zombies and just tired, but don't want it to end. But that's why it's my favorite. I've heard that Dragon Con is like a bigger version of Hall Mat. I've never been. I wanted to go. I wanted last year to be my first one, but obviously that didn't happen. So I'm hoping next year. I don't want to go this year just because, you know, I don't want my first Dragon Con to be one where it's still like just doesn't feel fully safe. You know, I want to be able to party. I want to be able to go crazy. So maybe next year.
Yeah, like I've heard Dragon Con is a lot like what you were describing. Like I was like that would probably be a blast.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah. So do you have any pet peeves about cosplay?
Well, I don't know if, I mean, this applies, it probably does, but like I don't like when I'm at a con and people don't wear deodorant. Like, look, I'm sorry, look. I know some of these cosplays that you be sweating. I get it. I got a lot of cat suits, okay?
But we all do.
Yeah, we all sweat, but it's not inevitable. Like you can avoid smelling. Like there are some people who have just not cared. They're like, I don't care, and I'm like, well then don't get near me.
Yeah.
Like I can smell you from all the way over there. You know, like that annoys me. Just because it's easy to carry some deodorant. They got travel size. They got travel size deodorants. Okay.
You should put it right in your bag.
Yeah, you can put it in your bag. You can put it in one of your like pockets. Anything really, you know. But I don't know. I think that's the only thing. Or like I don't know. I don't like when like John put hashtag stinky. When like people are clearly like taking advantage of cosplayers and like ripping them off. Like like if you've been in cosplay long enough, you know what is like what something's worth is. So like if someone's trying to sell something for like way too much, and it's like, come on, we know what the real worth is. You're just doing that because you think you can, and it's like really bad quality. Like I've had a few friends recently pay so much money for cosplay that the quality was really, really bad. Like they paid for custom and all this stuff, and it was none of that. They just sent them like just like a badly printed suit, and then it's like all this money gone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's messed up. Like I see way too many people take advantage of cosplayers because they also will put on their listings photos that are not of the actual product of theirs. It's someone else's product, and people don't know. People see it and they're like, "Oh, that's good. I'm gonna buy it," but they don't know it's someone else's product. They usually take it from like independent sellers on like Instagram or something that do custom like stuff and commissions.
That is messed up. Trying to think of some to add to that because I mean there's a lot that happens in the community as a whole.
Yeah.
Like especially at cons, like, and I know there's a lot of people that say cosplay is not consent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear that a lot, and like when you're at a con and like someone comes up and says, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" or "Can I take a picture of you?" and then like all these people just start crowding around and just kind of trapping you there.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. I've actually had that happen where like, it was last MegaCon, I think it was maybe, or not too long ago. It was like, I was dressed as Hela, and then my friend was Valkyrie, and then we ran to our friend who was Shuri. So the three of us were just talking, and then people started like completely surrounding us, and we're like photos, and they brought in like a Thor, and they brought in a Gamora, and we were there for like an hour. And I was like, I'm like tired. Like I mean, I appreciate it. Like it's great.
Yeah.
I feel like it's really nice if people want photos of your cosplay because you put a lot of work into it, you know. And I've seen cosplayers get mad when people ask for photos, and I'm like, I mean, I never get mad, but I do be like, okay, I'm like, okay, I need to go sit down now. I need to go get some food. I don't feel good, but I'm nice about it. I'm not gonna be like I've seen that happen. And I'm like, yo, chill. Why are you wearing that if you don't want people to get photos?
Yeah.
Like, damn, they think it's nice, you know. But one more. I do have one more. I don't, and John knows this about me because I'm just always like dealing with this. I don't like people who gatekeep. You know what I mean? Like they're like they refuse to like share how they found a certain thing because they want to be the only one, or they want to act like they're the only one of the character. Like anyone can cosplay, like anyone pretty much. You know what I mean? Like as long as you're not doing something bad. But like you don't own a character. I feel like the fun of cosplay is finding people who like the same characters as you, who like the same fandom, all of that. I've never seen someone in the same costume as me and be like, you know, I'm like, yo, come here, let's take a photo. You look dope. Like,
yeah.
I don't get that. I think it's so silly. Like you're not that character, no matter how much you want to be. Cosplay is like fun because you get to embody a character you love, but you don't own them. You know?
Yeah. Whatever studio or person that created that character owns the rights to them. We're just
exactly. It's silly. Hi, Victor. Oh,
hello.
I forgot to do something. Hold up. I am terrible. I forgot to do this. You'll see now if it comes up.
Also, thank you, Victor, so much for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate
it. John, I love you. Okay, I think it worked. I forgot to put freaking host. I hosted you now.
Oh.
I'm terrible.
It's all good. What would you say you love most about cosplay?
What do I love most?
Yes.
It's kind of hard, honestly. Like, there's a few things I would say are like in my top. Like one of them would be just like the kind of people it's like it's connected me with. it's helped me connect with people that have, you know, the same interests, and they don't find it weird that you like love certain characters so much or certain stories so much. And it's just cool, you know, it's cool having people around that understand. And also what it can like bring for people. Like Liz helped bring me into doing a lot more like charity stuff and like hospital visits and things like that. That's something I also really like doing, and sucks that we haven't been able to do it in over a year now because of COVID.
Yeah.
But we really, really liked doing that stuff. Seeing the kids get so excited about like Black Widow and Wonder Woman coming in, like it was the sweetest thing.
Yeah, it's one of the best parts, honestly.
It's really, really fun. And like we would like, we're teamed up with this one comic shop, and they would give us comics and toys and stuff to bring to give to the kids. Aww. And they loved that. It was a nice experience. Just sucks we haven't been able to do it for a while, but even at cons I'll have kids, you know, come up to me all excited. Like that's one of the main reasons I really like cosplaying Black Widow. Like they love it. They get so excited. And I remember I was worried after Endgame. I'm like, is that going to change? Are the kids going to be like... But what's funny is the kids still get very excited. You just have the occasional, you know, man child who's like, aren't you dead? And I'm like...
Really?
It's not funny. Never was. But yeah, I would say that's like the best part of it. John, ew, man, baby, fanboy punks. That's the thing. They never say it to Iron Man cosplayers. I'm just gonna point that out. I've been teamed up with like Iron Man, and they'll just only bug me about it, and I'm like, shut up. So silly.
I know. What would you say dream cosplay is for you?
I have 3 technically, because they're 3 that I've wanted to do for a long time. I just haven't been able to do. Like one of them is Maleficent, which is technically now half done, thanks to John, because he helped me put together like the main look. It's just the wings that I need to like save up for and then figure out how to do. I might use Alice and Tabitha's tutorial because hers is really, really good. She did a really nice tutorial on the wings, and hers look amazing.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to be extra and have a pair that open and close, but I would need to find a cosplayer who's good with that kind of stuff, like making like, you know, animatronic type props and stuff, because I've never gone to that extent. I've only just recently started using like LEDs in cosplay, because I've been working on my like I did my Wonder Woman lasso that lights up, and then my gender bend Connor from Detroit Become Human. Those are only like LEDs I've like recently worked with. So I'm like slowly trying to do new things. But the other 2 would be, one is Silk Spectre from Watchmen, which might be happening this year. My friend said she'll help me make it because she's really good at sewing. And then the third one, it's like a really obscure one that probably no one's gonna get except for like maybe if I wear it to Dragon Con, because that's like, from what I've heard, the con to wear obscure cosplays. Is Violet from Ultraviolet. It's just like a movie that Mila Jovovich did a long time ago, and her outfit in it is so cool, and I want to do it so bad, but I would have to make it from scratch because no one makes it. There's people that make her guns, but no one that makes the actual outfit. So my friend Patricia said she would help me put that together, so one day we'll find the time to do that, because it's like a top, it's a jacket, it's pants, it's a whole thing that's like really like detailed. So one day.
Yeah. Never really seen that movie, honestly.
Yeah, it's really underrated. I feel like it's ridiculous action, but her character is just so cool in it. She's like this like vampire, and her outfit and her hair changes whenever like she like wants it to. It's so cool.
Oh, nice. So could you see yourself doing this in 10 years?
You know, I've been asked that. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, but it is something that I've slowly like pulled back on. I'm not doing as many cosplays as I did before, just because I found it that I was starting to stress myself out by doing too many at once. So like right now, my whole thing is just trying to finish cosplays that need to be finished. I have a few that are like incomplete, and I'm like, I don't want to start anything new until until these are done. I wasn't even going to start Scorpion for a while, but it's, I hope you don't mind me saying it, Ruben, but it's thanks to Ruben that I was able to start it. Because I wasn't going to do that one for a while. So I have Scorpion, and then like 2 or 3 more that I'm finishing up. One of them is almost done. One of them is Hit Girl from Kick-Ass that I've been slowly putting together for like 2 years. And now it's almost done. I've been working on the props for it. So that one should be done pretty soon, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. I do see myself doing it less, but I don't know if I would fully stop it. Then again, you know, who knows what I'm doing at that time, what I'm working on. I don't know. Maybe it's something that I'll still be doing, just definitely not as much.
Yeah. I feel the same way. By the way, anyone in the chat who wants to ask us a question, cosplay related, feel free to drop a comment.
Do it.
I know this is probably a hard question.
I love how you put it with the S. It's weird. I feel like it kind of changes over time.
Same.
Yeah, because it's like, for a long time it was Black Widow, and I definitely still love cosplaying Black Widow because it's something that has become comfortable for me. I really like posing as her. Like now posing as her just feels really natural. Because that's something I find I struggle with sometimes with cosplays is posing. If I don't have a prop or something, like it's harder. And like I did a shoot yesterday as Yennefer. I did the show version and I did the video game version. And I haven't done like a full-on shoot in a while. Like throughout most of quarantine, I didn't do any shoots. I only just recently shot that and then did my Jennifer's Body cosplay with Patricia. She shot that too. And both shoots, I found myself so lost. I was like, wait, how do I pose again? Like, it's been so long. I don't know what I'm doing. But thankfully, they were both patient and took like a lot of photos, so I had options. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. But I mean, right now, I would say it's between Ellie and Yennefer. Yennefer, now I suddenly have 4 cosplays of her. I was only going to do like 1 or 2. Now I have 4 Yennefer cosplays. And then Ellie is one that I'm just constantly upgrading. And I'm probably going to keep doing that until I finally feel like it's as best as it can be. Because she is my all-time favorite fictional character. So I want to like do her justice, you know. So like right now I'm working on like the gas mask. I'm working on her switchblade. After that, I think I might be done. I do want to get a new pair of jeans. Because the jeans I have don't fit the way I want them to. They're pretty big because they used to belong to Erica Cosplay, and she gave me those jeans. Because I didn't have any at the time to like rip up and paint. She's like, I don't care about these. So they don't fit the way I want them to. So I'm going to keep those for her look at the end of the game. Because I do have that cosplay. I just haven't shot it yet because I haven't had anyone who can like go with me really early in the morning to the beach to do photos, to do the beach scene. But yeah, aside from the jeans and the props I'm working on now, like I should be done with it soon. But it's definitely, I would say, my favorite, that and Yennefer.
Yeah.
What's
Both
up,
of which
Jay?
are really amazing cosplays, by the way.
Thank you. They were a mission, especially Masquerade Yennefer. That took months to make. It was so hard to make because the cages that she has on her arms. Because that's I put in like in it. It's to give it the shape that hers has, like where it pops out. I used wires that's used for making corsets, so it's really thick and it doesn't want to bend a lot. And it was just not a good time. A lot of hand sewing, a lot of hours of gluing and sewing the dress and the arm pieces, but they were worth it.
Yeah. Like if you're really invested in a character, like if you really love them a lot, it's any cosplay that you do of them is worth it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
How has cosplay impacted your life?
I would say it's helped me, like, it's given me an outlet in a way, like an outlet to really just like be able to enjoy the things that I enjoy. Because, like, I feel like I have two different sets of friends. I got the friends that I've met in the community, and then friends in like just like everyday life.
Yeah.
And the friends you meet in the community are the kind that you can just like fully be your like dorky self or whatever. And it's fun. It's like it's connecting me to people all over the world, which is like wild because you go to these big cons and people fly in and then you meet them and they're from this place and that place and
Yeah.
you stay talking after and you meet up at other cons and it's just you and you can like having these friends in other places, it gives you an excuse to visit those places and you travel and all these things. And I don't know, it's really cool just being able to connect with just so many people. And I would say it helped with like myself, like just as a person, like my confidence and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to like be someone else for a while, whatever, you start to realize things about yourself and it just really helps with like I would say like self-confidence and
yeah,
even just being sociable. I've definitely become a lot more sociable since becoming a cosplayer. When you're in cosplay, you tend to meet people all the time,
Yeah.
People come up to you and then you just start talking and I don't know.
And not just at cons too, but also on like social media as well.
That's true.
Anywhere from Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all them.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely adds up.
It's amazing though.
Yeah. I like that it's become so big. I feel like over the years, since I started, it's become way more socially acceptable,
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
Although there are a few people out there probably that still don't know what cosplay is per se.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's definitely people who still don't get it or don't like care for it or don't want to like support it or whatever. Like you don't have to be a cosplayer to support it, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason for you to make fun of someone for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's silly.
So I know there's a lot of toxicity in the cosplay community, and
oh yes, there's definitely a lot of it, and I feel like it's gotten worse in the last year because a lot of people are spending time at home because of COVID and stuff, and I think people are forgetting how to be decent. Yeah, it's something that I think is just silly. Cosplay should be a safe place for any kind of person. There shouldn't be judgment. There shouldn't be, you shouldn't be making fun of people. Like I've seen people make fun of other cosplayers because they think their cosplay is better. They think that doesn't look good or whatever. Like it's not about how much money you spend on a cosplay. People are like, oh, I spent hundreds. I spent 1,000. I'm like, good for you. Not everyone can afford that,
No.
And it's not about looking like we stepped off the screen. Not everyone can do that, and everyone wants to do that. Some people want to do their own version. Some people don't care for being screen accurate. Some people want to do their own version. Some people want to be comfortable. Some people can only afford a certain amount, which is still fine. There's no best cosplayer. There's no canon. There's no whatever. Like there's different. I don't even want to say levels. Just like a variety. There's different ways to cosplay every character. There's not one way to do it. I think it's just about what makes you happy. As long as you're happy, that's what's important. If you're happy with the outcome, if you're happy with how it looks, and you feel good in it, that's what's important.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I've stopped listening to the trolls and bullies and whatever. Like I've gotten to the point where I just block and move on. Because I've definitely dealt with my fair share of bullies in it, and it used to bug me. Like there was a point where it really, really got to me that I contemplated like just quitting. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I stuck with it because I'm still enjoying it, and I'm not gonna let some troll win, you know?
No.
And if you're a cosplayer and you're bullying other cosplayers, what are you doing? Like, we're all adults in costumes. Like, no one's better than anyone. We're here to have fun, and that's what it should be. Just fun. It should be an escape from like real life, you know? Like, just have a good time, and that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world today, and I think that this community should like be better and like just have fun and geek out about all these characters that we love.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely a craft, and it's like, I mean, as cosplayers ourselves, it's just a lot of fun to do, and like especially when people like recognize you as a character, it just brings a lot of joy to people and to us personally.
Yeah, it's always nice when someone recognizes. Have you had any moments where someone got your character confused, like with someone else? Like I remember when I was dressed as Celine from Underworld, I had so many different like I don't get how people got it confused. Like there was one person who was like, "Are you Black Widow?" And I was like, "Yes, with black hair and fangs. Yes." And someone was like, "Are you Trinity from the Matrix?" And I'm like, "What Matrix movie are you watching?" Like, and they were serious. Like they seriously were like, "Oh my god, are you?" No, like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Have I? I think it was a small local con that I went to with my best friend, who also is sort of into cosplay. We went as Quake, or Daisy Johnson, and Gemma Simmons from Agents of Shield, and like she was Gemma, and she had like a lab coat on with the goggles and stuff. And I didn't have the Quake suit at the time, but I had like a lot of like tactical gear on and stuff like that. And they knew who she was, but they weren't sure who I was. So like, okay.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes people just don't get it. And I'm like, oh my god. I remember the first time I dressed up as Ellie, 4 people that day were like, "I love your Lara Croft." And I'm like, just because I got some arrows, that does not make me Lara Croft. Does Lara Croft have this giant tattoo? Does she have short hair? Like these jeans?
No.
So by the 4th person, I was just like, "Thank you." Like I didn't bother correcting them. I was just like, "Thank you," because you know what? At least they like it. They like it. So I'm not gonna like. I was never mean, but I would usually just be like, "No, I'm actually on Ellie from The Last of Us." Like I wanted to cut people some slack only because this was before part 2 came out. Like I was cosplaying her when we only had like 2 trailers, so I cut them some slack. But at the same time, I'm like, this doesn't really look like Lara Croft to you. That was so funny.
Well, I'm sure if you ever cosplay Ellie again at a con, they should know who you are.
I'm hoping by now people will know who I am. Like it's been long enough, you know. And with all the shit that happened with the game, like people have to know by now. That'll definitely be Ellie and Yennefer are gonna be the ones I definitely wear whenever I start going back to cons, because those are cosplays that I'm dying to wear to a con, you know?
Yes.
Yo, the comments are cracking me up.
Bullying gatekeeping is whack.
Oh wow, are you girl Hawkeye? Victor for real.
Yes. Oh, I say we got Freaky Loey, my fellow cosplayer and YouTuber. Hello.
Hello. What's up, Max? How you doing, Max?
Hey, Max. Yeah, it's just it's hilarious.
Yeah, like I never get mad at it, but I do just get baffled. Like sometimes I'm just like, that's what you see?
So, would you have any new advice for anyone who wants to get into cosplay?
Don't compare yourself to others. I'm still very guilty of that. I do sometimes find myself doing that if it's like a character that I'm just like not happy with yet. Like if I'm not happy with my cosplay yet. I would say let it inspire you. Don't compare yourself, just let it inspire you. You're just like, oh, that looks great. Like, okay, this is what I can do for mine, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Be careful from where you're buying stuff. If you want to buy cosplays, make sure to do your research. Too many cosplayers are getting scammed. I myself have been scammed. It's good to just keep an eye on reviews and, you know, also you don't have to spend a lot of money for a cosplay to look good. People think you need to spend $100 for a cosplay to look good. That's not the case, like at all. A lot of things can be thrifted. A lot of things can be made. Sometimes people think it's hard to make stuff. It really isn't. Like I am not a pro at all, but it's like it's not that hard to make certain things. You just need to like really just do your research and get creative. You know, get creative. Like sometimes some of these props are made out of things you would have never thought they were made out of, but it's like really cheap material. So yeah, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Even with wigs, I will say, unless the hairdo that you need has bangs, I would say try your best to get a lace front, because lace fronts tend to look way more realistic, and also they're affordable on Amazon. People think this because coming from Amazon or even sometimes eBay, it's not going to be a good quality. They think they need to buy from like high-end lace front brands or whatever, which there's nothing wrong with buying the expensive ones. If you can do it, go for it. But I've compared the quality, and honestly, it's not much of a difference at all. You know, it's all about how you style a wig. It's how you style it. You can style it, and it can look super realistic. Like some of my most realistic wigs look like they look super real, and they were only like $30, $30 or $40. You know, not $100 like some people think you need to spend. Yeah, no, you just have fun with it. Honestly, that's it. Just try to have fun.
It's all about fun.
Don't stress yourself out. It ain't worth it.
No. And just don't be afraid to do your own thing. Be creative with it.
Exactly. If you like, some people think you need to look a certain way to do certain characters, and I'm like, no, you don't need to look anything. You want to cosplay this character? Go cosplay this character. As long as you're not doing anything racist, as long as you're not doing blackface or brown face, because that's an issue that needs to like chill out. Like people need to stop doing that. As long as you're not doing that, you can cosplay whoever you want. You know?
Exactly.
Just don't be racist. It's not difficult.
Nope. At a con, there was this cosplayer, Spike from Buffy. Like, can never think of a cosplay idea.
Jay, I'll help you.
I mean, a lot. Like most of the cosplays that people assume that like people do are like from either Marvel or DC, but reality is you can cosplay from like anything, really. Like any fandom, like even like book character, fictional characters, or stuff like that.
I saw a girl. She came up on YouTube. She did the video game version of Yennefer, and it looks so cool. Like obviously you're not. I mean, if you see her, you can kind of guess it's Yennefer. But if you read the books, it's like, oh my god, that's like straight out the book. And people think you need to do certain versions. Like no, if you want to do this version, Who cares if it's obscure or whatever? If it's what you want to do, then do it. It shouldn't be about like what's going to be the most popular or what's relevant now, because you don't have to cosplay like what's on trend. You know, some people think you need to do like what's relevant now, what's like on trend. Like, no, I cosplay who I want whenever I want. If this movie came out 10 years ago, I don't care. I'm doing it now. You know, like,
yeah.
Sometimes people think you need to do what's now, and I'm like, no. If I want to cosplay Evie from The Mummy, that movie came out how long ago? Like, I'm gonna do it now. I don't care. I made that cosplay last year. I care. Like,
yeah.
Like, sometimes it's also fine to wait. You know, if you want to wait for other options, because let's say there's a cosplay that's of a new character, right? And a company just dropped the suit. Everyone thinks they need to buy the suit right now. It's like, no, you can wait because you'll have other options. Different companies will do different quality, different versions. I like to wait. I never like to like just jump in. You know, like, I don't know. It's too stressful. Like, I've had it happen before where I did jump in once and then a better version came out later and I was like, well, I'm stuck with this one now.
Yeah. It's just like when after well, I don't know how many of you watched WandaVision, but like when her suit came out, her new suit came out after in the finale, like, and then immediately after, I saw like a bunch of people have like her new suit all of a sudden. I'm like,
it was everywhere.
That was fast.
It was everywhere. And that's the thing. A lot of people, you know, were getting like the first version that came out, and then the second version came out that was like a more accurate like fabric. And then some people I know were like, "Oh no!" I was like, "I told you to wait. I told you to wait because you never know. You never know what's gonna come out."
Yep. And also, I'm gonna add to this question, just cosplay a character that means something to you, because it'll mean a lot more to you in the end.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, I mean, if someone wants to, like, I've seen people cosplay certain characters just because they like the design, and I'm like, and they don't know anything about the character, and it's like, if you want to do that, that's fine. But at the same time, it's like, I personally wouldn't spend so much money on something that I don't feel connected to.
Yeah.
Anytime I cosplay characters, usually because I really connect to them and I really like them. So if I'm gonna be putting in all that effort and money, it's gonna be because I love that character.
Like, going off of that, of how do you feel connected to like Ellie or Yennefer?
Well, with Ellie, I would say out of any fictional character, Ellie is definitely the one that I connect to the most. There's just way too many similarities with like her story compared to things that I've been through. And there was the story that was there for me like 8 years ago when my dad passed away. Like, that was the story that was there for me. That was the story that helped me get through that time, that helped me keep my love for gaming. You know, it's helped me through a lot of things. So I definitely connect to Ellie for different reasons. I admire her strength, her determination. Same thing with Yennefer. Yennefer had a tough upbringing, and she's had so many people tell her, you can't get what you want, you can't do this, you know, you look this way, and because of it you're incapable of getting what you want. And that never stopped her. If anything, it pushed her to keep going, to get what she wants. She doesn't care what anyone says. And I just
be stronger.
Yeah, she came out stronger rather than letting it define her in like a bad way. And I always appreciate characters that can like just keep going, keep, you know, persevering despite all the struggles or horrible things they've gone through, you know. So I would say that's why they are definitely like characters that mean a lot to me, you know.
Yeah, totally get that. Catch up on comments here.
Lucy, hi Lucy.
Oh, hello.
Thank you, Victor.
And I can't wait for cons to return too, Louie.
For real. Thank you, Max. Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday while I was at the shoot, because I had to like change in the car to change into the second outfit. And while I was changing, I was like, man, I miss the days when we would drive to a con and have to change quickly in a car to get ready for the con. Because a lot of the cons that we would go to were like really far drives. So we would just like rather change when we get there than drive 4 hours in a tight suit, you know?
Yeah.
Days.
Every time I've gone to a con, like they haven't been very far away, so I'm like, I'm just gonna put it on and just drive there. So, but when I eventually go to like a con where it's a few days, obviously I'm gonna wait till I get there.
Yeah. I always take a change of clothes just in case, where I'm just like, if I want to get out of this, I'll have the option. Because I've made that mistake where I didn't bring a change of clothes, so the con's over and everyone wants to go eat. Yeah. And I'm stuck in this suit and I'm hungry and I want to eat too. So I go with them, but then I'm just like dying because I'm in this like big costume, and I take off what I can. Like I'll take off the accessories, maybe the wig or something, depending on how bad my hair is on the bottom. If my hair's really bad, I'm like, the wig stays on. But I've had it where like we've gone as like the Avengers to like freaking IHOP or some shit. We've done that, and then people are like, "Is there like a party going on or something? Is there?" We've had people ask, "Is there a show happening?" I'm like, "No, we're just crazy."
Yeah, you just feel really out of place.
It's always funny seeing the reactions.
Especially if they don't like understand, like if they're not from around the area and stuff like that. It's funny.
You're supposed to be eating shawarma, not pancakes. Yo, I realized that when we left. When we had left and started heading home, I was like, we should have taken photos. Like we were eating together. Like we never had that chance again. I was so upset. I was like, we could have done this shawarma photo.
Next time.
Yeah, because we were all just so tired. It just wasn't in my mind, you know?
Yeah. We have a question.
Jay, stop. Jay, he likes to mess. He likes to mess because I have said, if you want, I will get you one. And he's always just like, I want a print. I'm like, well, okay. Let's go.
Yeah, like I see a lot of cosplayers who do sell prints, and then some like they're just not for me.
But yeah, like I only ever do it if because I never get my own booth. I don't care to have a booth. I only ever do a booth if like my friends want to do like a booth together, because we have like the squad ghouls group, so we usually would just do that together, and then because it's a group of us, we don't have to all stay there. We can all take turns going around the con. You know, I don't want to have my own booth ever because that takes away the fun for me. I'm there to walk around. You know, having a booth is convenient because you can like hide your stuff. You don't have to carry all the stuff. But that's the only time I've really done prints. And then I have my, I don't know if it's pronounced Kofi or Kofi, coffee. I've heard so many different. I've heard so many different ways to say it, but I have it where like if people buy like 2 or more of them, I send them like a digital one. Like there's this like app where you can like do your signature that Liz showed me, and then you can put like a message on it. So you can ask them, like I'll tell them, oh, if you want me to put a message on it, I can put a message, and then I send it to them at the highest quality of the photo. I email it to them, and then they can just like print it or whatever they want to do with it. Because like shipping out stuff is like it can get complicated
and expensive.
Yeah, it really can be. So I feel like it's just easier that way. I can just do whatever message. They can pick whatever photo they want, and they can be sent the best quality, so they can print it at whatever quality they want. Because sometimes like I've tried to print prints at certain places here, it doesn't come out very good. So
yeah, it's all personal preference, I guess.
Yeah. Who's Rob White off? What? How you say that name?
Who?
Lucy, she said I wanted to go to a con last year and meet Rob. I don't want to say his last name.
Oh. I'm not sure who that is.
I love driving in my Spidey suit after con. Oh my god, yes, Lucy. Oh, I still gotta play that game. Still gotta play Red Dead.
Same too.
It's like, I know I will one day. It's just inevitable. I know I will play it, but it'll be whenever like it just like happens. Because like right now my list of like games to stream is too long right now. I'm trying to get through it.
Games to finish.
Yeah.
Just keeps getting longer and longer.
Mm-hmm.
Just like our cosplay to-do list.
Yeah. Oh man. All these new games coming out.
Oh my god. Oh, my comic gamer girl sister. Hello.
Hi. I hope you have a good lunch.
Yes. It's probably pizza.
Yo, I love me some pizza.
Yes. Pizza is the way. So, like, are you one of those people that like likes to finish cosplays before, like, long before a Comic-Con, or do you con crunch?
I've definitely con crunched before. Typically when that happens is like if a group of friends suddenly have an idea on like something we can do for the con. We'll like rush. Like we did that for last Hall Mat. We were like, let's do Mean Girls for Hall Mat. Let's do the Christmas outfits. And we like panicked and like did our best to put it together. We did it. I don't know how we managed to do it, but we did, and it came out like
difficult. Can't hear you. Oh, there we go.
Oh, sorry, I got a phone call. Wait, hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I put on Do Not Disturb. Let's see if that helps. But yeah, so we managed to do that somehow. I don't know. But I do try to my best to plan, especially since now I'm at a point where I know what cons I do and don't want to go to typically. Yeah. Before I would just go randomly, but now I'm like, okay, these are the ones I'm for sure doing. Let's plan stuff out. So I try my best to not crunch, just because it's not fun. It's stressful, and I tend to forget something.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I've always been a planner, so I'm like, if I know I'm going to a con, like I just want to get the cosplay done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I'm not like rushing around last minute trying to finish it and possibly mess up on something. Because like for me, I'm a perfectionist like that, so I'm like, I always try to take my time when I'm crafting something.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to have to rush through that and possibly mess up.
Yeah, I've had that happen. It's not fun.
Yeah. And the last thing you want to do is start over, so.
Yep, that's the worst. Pizza.
All right, so I think this is the last cosplay question. So,
what does it mean to me? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is exactly like a meaning, but it's like, it's something that's just like good to have. Like I like that it can bring people together. I feel like it's something that can bring people together. It can bring the good out of people, despite, like the salty ones that we talked about earlier. It can generally bring out the good in people. And I feel like it's something that tends to get a bad image sometimes, but it's really not what some people tend to think it is. It's just a safe place generally, and it's something that, even though I'm not doing as much as I did before, it does still mean like a lot to me. Still means a lot to me, and it's something that I never want to become something that I don't like. Like I don't want it to become a job or anything like that. If someone wants to do that, that's their way of doing it. For me, it just means having fun, embodying a character that you love, and just being good. Just being good.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun with your friends. Do some shoots.
Geek out.
Yep, geek out. I love doing shoots with friends. I think that's so fun to do. Just to like go all out with the poses and the locations and all that. So.
I miss that so much.
Yep, it's been a long time. Been too long.
All right, so I do have a list of like random like fun questions if you want to do a few of those.
Okay. Works.
All right. Let's see. So what would you say your favorite like comic related movie is?
Does that have to be a movie, or can I pick a show?
Either one.
Because the first thing that always comes to mind for me is Daredevil. The Daredevil show. It's so good. Like, there have been some people that complain about like certain seasons. I like all the seasons, honestly. I like all of them. I think everyone's perfectly cast. I like that it was dark. I like that we got to see different sides to Matt. I like that we got to see his relationship with Elektra. It just sucks that it didn't get the proper ending it deserved, Yeah. It was such a sudden thing. And I do hope one day, if we do get to see them back, I hope it's in the way that it was done on Netflix and not the Disney Plus way. Like I hope it stays the tone and just the feel that it was. I don't want it to get watered down.
I agree.
Yeah, and I really, really want that final season, at least one more with proper Bullseye, because we were going to get proper Bullseye and then see what was going on with Elektra, and we never got that. So,
unfortunately,
yeah. So that would be.
I was disappointed.
I was so sad. I was so sad.
But just the rumor that he's going to be in the next Spider-Man movie, just, oh my God.
Well, I'm excited for the movie, but I'm trying not to get my hopes up just because it's such a big cast that I'm like, how are they going to balance it out? That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And that was kind of my worry with like Infinity War and Endgame, like, because they had so many cast members, like how are they going to do all that?
Yeah, that was a lot, but I mean, I feel like they did pretty good with that.
Yeah, they did. Well, I guess since you're also a gamer, what's the most rage-inducing game you've ever played?
I don't know if there's a game in mind that's like the full game. I have like moments that frustrate me. Like there was 2 moments that happened on stream. They were the only 2 times I rage quit. One of them was Alien Isolation. That game got pretty frustrating just because of like the way they have the alien set up. It can just be really frustrating. And the fight and the DLC for Resident Evil 7. There's a DLC. The DLC that's the Zoe one. The final boss fight. I rage quit. I was so upset. And I still need to finish it. I plan to do it off stream. I just didn't want to do it on stream because I find it more frustrating what's happening on stream because I don't feel like it's fun for people to watch me just doing the same thing again and again because I keep struggling.
Yeah.
John is right. There was another fight in Resident Evil 7 that was really difficult. I got past it, but it took way too long. There was this one fight with this big lady that she just wouldn't die. And she kept chasing me, and it was awful. It was a horrible fight. That one took way too long. So yeah, those were definitely the worst. Lucy said she'll help me through Alien Isolation, help me get past that part. Because I tried and I couldn't. No matter what I did, no matter what I did, that alien would get me. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. You were in that room. How are you suddenly here?
Because it's an alien.
I guess. Damn. You could teleport.
Oh my god. So what? I'm just gonna do a few more. Favorite type of music?
Probably rock music. I mean, I listen to different kinds of music, but rock is definitely like my main shit.
Yeah. That's one of mine too. I love like the classics, like 80s rock. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you have a dream car that you would love to have?
Bumblebee.
Yes.
Look, I know that car is expensive and I know it wastes gas like crazy, but ever since I saw that movie when I was young, I'm like, I want Bumblebee.
Same.
I love it. And a lot of people here have that car. And every time I see it, I'm like, I want it. Give me your car. Cool car.
I know. But I heard that like the dealer isn't like making that specific car anymore because it was like a special like model or something.
So I gotta steal some. That's what I gotta do. I gotta steal someone's.
Go all GTA on them.
Go full GTA. Oh my god, you see what Victor said? Is that why you want me to play that game, Victor? You want to cosplay Tifa?
I don't know who that
is. It's this girl from Final Fantasy.
Oh.
Lucy, yeah, Skillet's great. I agree.
Yeah. All right. So I think that'll be it for today.
Okay.
So I want to remind everyone in the chat that all of Michelle's social media links are in the description below. Well, on YouTube, that is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so on Twitch, but if you're watching this on YouTube, all her links are in the description box below for her Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.
Yes. All down there.
Be sure to like and subscribe. And I want to thank you, Michelle, for joining me today. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for inviting me. I had a good time.
Yeah. And maybe we'll have to have you on Comic Gamer Gals sometime for some video game talk.
I'm down. I love talking about video games.
Yeah. Let's do it. So that is it for today, and I will be back. I'm not sure when, but I'll be back with another awesome cosplayer next time. So I hope everyone has a good weekend, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.